Say it with me. I refuse to remain the same. Each day, I'm growing, learning, and evolving into a better version of myself. What I was yesterday is not who I am today, and I will continue striving to be the best I can be. The season has changed. Welcome to Unfiltered Grace. I am your host, Nthabi. Hey, Grace fam. Welcome to another episode of Unfiltered Grace podcast. Today, I want us to reflect on a couple of episodes that we've done. You're probably asking yourself, but why are we out there? Where's the mic? Where's guests? If you're watching from YouTube, of course. If you're on Spotify, hey there. You should also jump in and come and see what others are seeing. But I appreciate that you are listening on Spotify. If you're, of course, here on YouTube, in case you're wondering, why don't we have guests today? You would have noticed, if you haven't catched up on other episodes, that I've been even recording by myself, which I believe my story, my unfiltered story, also plays a role of me as an individual, me coming to you as an individual and not necessarily sharing with others, because I believe that we all have a story to tell. But trust me, having guests on our show or on our podcast has just been remarkable and a blessing, a true blessing, and I wouldn't have it any other way. So I'm hoping that you will be our next guest. So on today's episode, I'm all alone. I'm riding solo, and yeah, we speak about unfiltered conversations, right? Today is going to be one of those unfiltered conversations where I'm going to share with you something that kept bothering me a lot, and how I almost allowed that to take charge or to take control. Now, RealFam, there's nothing sad or nothing irritating as experiencing people that are takers, people that take suck off the greatness in you just because you are kind, meaning they take advantage of your kindness. I want to go much into detail, but this will probably be too obvious. But one of the experiences that I've had recently was someone in my peers really taking so much from someone who is like way older. And that person happens to be my mother. You know, what I'm trying to say is that I've experienced having to do the best that I can to, help my mother, help my family, you know, but you still have people that come and knock and just want to take, and not appreciate what they're given. So what's the moral of the story, or why am I sharing this? Real fam, the reality in life is that we all don't have it figured out. And we don't all have equal amount of opportunities, or whether it's income or finances. Like we are all different, right? We are all different. But one thing that we are blessed with the same amount of time. We are blessed with the same amount of healthy brain, healthy mind for some, despite of maybe traumatic experiences that people, encounter in life. And you're more than welcome to clash with me, or really touch on this and tell me what your thoughts are, because I really want to hear from you. I've recorded this video sometime last year, and I remember I was driving to work at the time, and I even deleted it because I felt like, oh, maybe this is too much and all that. But real fam, I want to talk about me as a village girl, and I call myself a village girl because I'm proud of where I come from. I was raised in the village and I am my background. Then I used to say that I'm not my background, but then I didn't understand what, or I didn't really understand the impact that my background had. I think that was that. So I'm saying I am my background because this girl that you see here rather, is the same girl that came out of the shack, that stayed in the shack for years, for over 30 years, that was raised by amazing parents, that was taken care of, even when we didn't have much. But God continued to be a blessing. And I think I want us to acknowledge all the great things that happen in our life. Sometimes we speak of our backgrounds not only as a way to excuse me, let me just uh okay, not only as a way to speak of, things that didn't go right. We need to acknowledge things that went right. And growing so much in faith, growing so much in God, has really made me appreciate even the little things that God got to do. You know, the little things, meaning I remember my dad. One of the fond memories I have of my dad being on. So it was in the morning. It's an early morning. Let me draw a picture for you. It's an early morning. It's probably Tuesday or Wednesday in the week. It's in the morning. My mom woke up to make us, lunch there, or maybe porridge for breakfast. Oh, what was happening? I'm trying to remember. Not my top being jealous. I'm trying to remember. Um, Usually my mom would wake up. If it's a cold day, she would go and make the fire for us, in those stoves. Those old stainless steel stoves. Oh, I wish we still had one of those, because those were so warm. Now after building a home for my mom, it's like we don't care about it anymore. It's in the shack, which will soon be demolished. But I just wish we could put it back, because especially when it's winter like this, I miss it so much. I miss it so much. So, but one of the fond memories that I have, or a picture that I have in mind, my dad was just by the door there. And by the door, at the time, there was, in our shaggy, there was a washing machine just by the door. And then I remember he was leaning like this, and he was having his rooibos tea, if not coffee, with you know pap crust. I don't know what you call it. Ka Setswana re bitsa magogo. So meaning, when you cook pap and then when it burns, instead of pouring water after removing all the pap, that crust, that hard crust, um, we would not water it. Instead, my dad will remove it and eat it. That used to be like breakfast to a lot of us, and to some that could relate right now. I don't know if there's a specific word for it, but yeah, I remember that. So, meaning, even in those moments, I'm grateful that we're able to even have mahoho ao. We were blessed that my family was there, my mom and dad were there, all of us were there. We could experience waking up in the morning, getting ready, even though my family was, is, let me not say was, is not. I'm saying was because I don't stay with them anymore. Work moved me, school moved me. I left home a while ago. But anyway, I still make time to go home, if I have to say so. In case you're wondering, hey, do you actually go home? I do go home, guys. I do. I do go home. So what I'm trying to say is that the gratitude part that I have right now is just the gratitude of us being there as a family, even though we are not that kind of family that would sit on the table and have dinner together we would sit by the TV and have dinner. So in my home, let me tell you something. And when I was married, my ex-husband always wanted to have food in his tray, in the tray, right? And sometimes when he makes us food, he would bring it in a tray for me, and I would take off the tray and put it back. And he kept asking, but like, why? Like, eating on a tray makes more sense because, at least, you've got, what's that? You've got enough space to just eat comfortably and all of that. But because I grew up not doing that, not even my mom didn't like using a tray. When we make food, we would actually bring a tray for my dad, not for all of us. And we would sit by a couch, or you sit wherever. So that's how it was. Yes, now I feel like things have changed a bit because when we have a little bit of a Christmas celebration, we kind of set up a table now and sit. Sometimes it does not always happen like that. Only three people will be seated eating on the table, and it's okay. We are used to it. But what I'm trying to say is that the gratitude of having family, the gratitude of my dad coming back from work with this big loaf of bread from, I think, if you know Mafikeng, you grew up in Mafikeng, you would know that there's a store called Tutubola. My dad would buy this big bread. I think he would buy it at that shop, if not Boxer. Like, it was such a huge bread. He would bring that bread home, or sometimes he would bring those 4 packs of Simba chips. And that's just the joy of family. My dad loves watermelon with all his heart. He would always bring us watermelon. So meaning, I don't have any memory of our family lacking, even though there were times where things were hard, right? But we didn't see that hardship much. Only when I grew up and mature, I started realizing that, hey, begu better la, somewhere, But grace has just kept us going, and that grace of still be able to see another day, still be able to come back. Yes, there were times where I would wonder, like around lunchtime, because where I used to go to school, I could literally walk. So I attended primary, and then I had middle school. Some call it secondary, but I attended middle school. That's what it was called. It was called Malefo Middle School. I used to attend that, and because it was closer to home, sometimes after lunch, around lunchtime, I would run home to go eat. Sometimes when we get home, we realize that there isn't much food, right? So, but not because it was that bad that there's nothing at all, but it's because maybe mom wants to save cooking for later at night, or maybe there's papa there, but we've run out of milk. It's like, okay, go and buy acha and have it with acha, something like that. But as I grew up, real fam, I really started appreciating life more, and appreciating the little things, and appreciating, you know, even that pub that does not have, whether meat or anything. Like, not that I've experienced much of that, but appreciating those little things is just a big deal for me. So where I was going with the issue of takers, I haven't forgotten. I'm still there. So with the takers, real fam, my challenge is that as someone who is 38, I'm 38 years old now. If you are my age, and you have a family that you have to take care of, yet you're not waking up every day to fight to try and do something with your life, to try and, you know, do something that will bring money, bring food on the table, and relying so much on someone who's older than you, who who is on their pension, like way over their 60s, yet they have a small business that they have for themselves. My mom sells magwinya, guys. My mom sells chips, sweets, anything. In summer, she sells ice and all that. She's a businesswoman, okay? My mom is a businesswoman. She's an entrepreneur like that. But imagine, put yourself in the shoes of, let's assume it's you. And yes, maybe you grew up, the situation was not the greatest and all that, but the situation still allowed you to date, still allowed you to have kids, not one, not two, God knows how many. But you are not pushing harder to do something with your life. You are often dependent on someone else or other people. Let me not just say one person, other people. So, meaning when someone helps you, you still take and come back to ask again. My biggest question now is, when are you going to help yourself? When are you going to start helping yourself? When does it get to a point where you just now pause and say, okay, you have helped me so much. Thank you so much. I think it's high time I help myself. When do we draw the line? And now, this is me also going or talking to someone that, or people that we keep helping in our lives, whether it's a friend, whether it's a sister, whether it's a brother, whether it's your partner, whether it's relatives, whatever, right? When do you draw the line? When do you say enough is enough? I'm trying to help you, but you have to get to a point where you help yourself. Because you also have to remember that when we pray to God, when we pray for God to give us the guidance to keep going, to do the best that we can, to keep, prospering or increasing, God also wants you to stand up. He doesn't want you to just pray and sit where you sit it. He wants you to get up and do something, and He will meet you as you continue going. He knows that He has placed something for you there. But in order for you to go and fetch it there, you will have to get up or stand from where you are so that you go fetch it. So all He's going to do, He's going to allow you the strength to go and get it when you decide to get up from where you sit it. Because if you're just seated and just hoping for something to happen, yet you're not moving in any way, then we have a problem. Then we have a problem. So this bothered me for the longest time because I saw it happening, people doing it to my mother, and I didn't like it. And another thing, especially in our hometown, sometimes people, when you work in Johannesburg or work wherever, and you come back, people think that, hey, you know what? They're working, they stay in Joburg and all that, so they've got all the monies and all that. Hey, here we all going through it. We all going through the most. Meaning there are times where I would make a plan where I buy groceries for my family. And then back at my house, I probably have food to last me a week. But because I know that, after a couple of weeks I'll be sorted, I'll just sacrifice, probably eating the same food for the whole week until I'm sorted, I get paid, so that I can just help my family. Because in as much as our families or our parents have brought us to this world to take care of us and all of that, let's be honest, when you start growing up, when you get to a certain level, you realize that, hey, now they are older, they're not working anymore. Who's going to help them? Who needs to help them? I help them. So for me, it's not like I'm forced to do it, but it's a must. They took care of me. They took me to school. They made sure that I get the qualification, the skills that I have today. So I'm going to take care of them. Yes, I can compromise my sister or my brothers when they say, please buy me shoes, buy me sneakers or whatever. I'll be like, hey, you have to wait until I have money. If that is not a priority, I'm not going to entertain that. But my parents' priority is number one. And I don't know how you feel about it. I don't even call it black tax, honey. I don't. Because if I'm able to, I help. If I can't, I'm just clear to my parents that, you know what, this time around, I can probably buy you one, two, three, or give you one, two, three, until I'm good. And then we're good like that. Meet them somewhere. If I cannot, I can't. And it used to be the hardest thing. I don't know who's here who has experienced the hardship of having to feel bad when you are not able to help, because you always want to do good unto others, and when you are not able to do it, you feel so horrible, so bad. I used to feel like that so much until I got to a point where I realized that, girl, you know what, Even the strongest break. You can't always be strong. You just have to be honest and say, I cannot. Because sometimes we really put ourselves in a detrimental position where it affects us bad in the long run. So, meaning I cannot go and take a loan so that I can fix a situation and it's going to leave me in too much debt or whatever. I think that's extreme. But what I'm trying to say is that if I'm not able to assist, then unfortunately I can't. And you just clear and communicate to say, okay, I think I'll be able to assist when. You know, that's basically how it should be. So, in a nutshell, I'm speaking to someone who feels like they're a little bit ungrateful looking at what they have. They're always complaining that why don't we have more and all that. Understand that the little that you have is more than enough. It's a blessing on its own. Someone else out there doesn't have. Number two, takers, please understand that everyone is going through it. Even if I wake up tomorrow and I've got 100 million, just know that that 100 million has responsibilities. So you're not gonna expect me to just, you're not gonna expect to come and take, and not be willing to do something with your life, or come to me and say, "Oh, Nthabi, can you please give me 100 rand? I just want to buy this and all that." Why don't you say, "Nthabi, please give me 100 rand. I want to start buying sweets and trying a business, doing something." You know what I mean? We have to do something with our lives, guys. I know we're not the same. Lately, not lately, recently, I had a conversation again with a friend, and yeah, that hit me hard because the conversation was about the fact that we can never be the same. You and your siblings will not be the same. Don't expect them to be the same as you. So meaning, if you got to pass all the grades or be 100 or a student, not all of them are going to be like that. Some are not book smart, but they're street smart and they're technical and all of that. So meaning, don't try to compare them. Don't try to make them be like you. And of course, that's something I've never done. But why I'm bringing up this point, what I'm trying to say is that, in as much as I'm saying all of this, I'm not saying that it's easy for you to just do it and do it and do this and try doing something. Sometimes there are people that genuinely love being in a comfort zone. But I don't know, I don't understand in Cyril's economy. Why do we still have people that are so comfortable, that are in a comfort zone, that are not even willing to get up and do something? I really don't understand. I really don't understand. I just realized that I have an appointment at 6. What's the time now? I honestly, what's the time? My watch that's just died, by the way. Okay, so it's 4. Okay, I still have an hour. So basically, I don't understand that in this economy, we still have people that are not really willing to get up and do something. People that are not willing to get up and make a change in their lives. When they can see that food is expensive, when they can see that everything is just going higher and higher. I don't care where you stay, whether you stay in the village or wherever. When you go to the grocery stores, the price that was there last year is no longer the same. Even nowadays, they say Black Friday. That Black Friday sometimes is a scam. When you look at the price, you're like, "Huh? Is this Black Friday?" You know what I mean? So all I'm saying is that let's not be takers. Let's be kind enough to allow ourselves to be helped, but let's work on helping ourselves and understanding that yes, we cannot do it alone. Yes, we cannot um, get to the next level alone, but also think of the person who helps you to take that next step, or to give you that boost. Think of them. Be grateful that, oh, you were able to give me a boost. Let me get up and boost myself even more, or let me take that boost that you gave me and think of way to proceed with the boost. You know what I mean? So without digressing and going on and on with this. I hope you got something out of it. So this was basically a recap. A recap is a week. This week I'm focused on planning my event. I'm hosting. I gave myself grace reflections on Saturday. I'm super excited and nevers at the same time. Nevs are good. Nevs are good. So this is a woman event which I am super excited for. Obviously, this is coming out on Thursday. If you're watching this on Thursday and you want to get a ticket, you only have like one day, literally one day. But yeah, chances are the tickets will be sold out. So sorry. Sorry, but you can be a part of the next one, okay? I really look forward to spending time with women, celebrating amazing women, and celebrating the love that they have showed me all this time. And I cannot help but just be grateful what God has been doing in my life and with all the love that I've been getting from my friends. Super grateful for the love, super grateful for really being seen by others and being trusted. And to everyone that is a part of this event, the fact that you trusted me enough with your funds and your time, listen, I've got much love for you and I will continue to be grateful. Wherever I go, I'll be grateful and I will not stop talking about you and be grateful for this community that we're building. So, the event is under Empowered to Transform Hub, which is a hub that I launched when I actually began this event. So we will be doing like a formal launch of Empowered to Transform Hub, which will really allow us to not only stop here, but to keep going and to really allow women to be stronger and bigger and greater because hey, together we can do more. And I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I'm here for you. I love you. I appreciate you. And yeah, remember that the season has changed. I am your host, Nthabi. Did I say host? I am your host, Nthabi. It's been great having an unfiltered conversation with you. I hope you enjoyed it. Do make sure that you share this video, comment, like, and subscribe. If you're watching from Spotify, please share it with your family and friends. Put it on your playlist as well, okay? I love and appreciate you. Don't forget to also make today count. I know that this is this login for Real Talk with Nthabi YouTube videos, not the podcast, but I felt the need to tell you that you need to make today count because this conversation right here really speaks about making every day count and taking that one step so that you can better your life and to be able to, change or have good change in your life. So, yeah. Thank you so much. Let me not continue because you know me. If I keep going, I'll keep going. So, bye for now. Love you always. Mwah.